Yeah, I gotta give it the Rare Deal Gaming. I gotta give it the Rare Deal. Laptop is just struggling to get going here. Oh, come on. And you're driving. Good God. Oh, come on, laptop. What a piece of shit. Literally froze on me. Have to restart the laptop. Professional streamer, by the way. At least I do my main streaming on the computer. Laptop is just for chat. So I can't see chat if I don't have a laptop running. I'm a single monitor man. So that's why having laptop is so crucial. Or else I need to get you guys up on phone for chat, and that's just miserable. That's really miserable. Where did I even have you guys? Over here. Here you are. Brutal, 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 brutal. Oh, good. The laptop's working on updates. That's perfect. But how is it going, guys? Tuesday evening. Heritage Auction has some big ones loaded up in it here. Like, actually, like a few games that are gonna go over 10,000, which is pretty surprising for the weekly. Laptop is up. 28 people watching right now. Make sure to hit the like button. That really helps me get some favoritism on YouTube. The laptop's up. Let's swap over to the auctions here as we're just about ready to start, actually. Don't look, chat. Don't look. Look away. Don't watch that.
Fair warning. $240, $42, $70, $80,
Okay. All we missed was Return of the Jedi Death Star battles here for Atari.
Fair warning.
You guys know I can't offer much for Atari commentary, as is.
$100. Fair warning.
Auction starts right now. Literally right now. I'm running a little bit late, so yeah, it starts now. Just gonna go ahead and shout it out on the Discord quick that we are live right now if anyone wants to come in.
Fair warning. $130. Fair warning.
Can I just include the link there? Probably.
$140.
What does that do? Oh yeah, there we go. Beautiful.
Fair warning.
Beautiful.
$18. $34.
Watching on the PlayStation, commenting through the phone. Oh yeah. That's the true support. Absolutely. Alrighty. Welcome back, everyone, to another Heritage Live weekly market chat. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time, we watch the auctions, we talk everything sealed video games, what's happening in the market, and yeah, hope you can join us next week.
$55. $60.
So this week here, there actually are a few really large ones once we get out of the Atari and the NES block, which is surprising because usually it's NES games that really make a splash in the weeklies, but overall, I mean, there's a Dracula's Curse right here that might make some noise. There's an MC Kids that's a 9.4 B+, the Tyson's only a complete in box, Spy vs. Spy early print as an 8.0. But there's the I forgot about the Super Mario Bros. Here. Sitting here low-key at 9.2 B+, already sitting at $31,000 with the buyer's premium. It's just amazing that this made its way into the weekly. Like, I don't know if the signature had simply too many items, but like, wow. This might be the biggest weekly item we've ever seen. Coming right along again here, though, we have an 8.5 A+ Sandshrew on Pokemon Red. We also have an Oracle of Seasons 9.4 A++. We also have a 9.8 A++ Majora's Mask sitting at $15,600. I'm pretty sure the signature one only sold for $19,000, so I'm interested to see if this one might go past the signature auction now. Maybe all of the hype of the market is going to push this even higher. Crazy to see this in the weekly. And right beside it, an 8.5 A++ for $6,300 of OOT Collector's Edition. More Pokemons as is tradition. Low-grade Mario Galaxy, don't expect too much out of this.
$36.
And then again, we actually have a really good PlayStation lot. It seems like lately we're getting a lot of good PlayStation stuff come in. So I'm excited for that stuff as well. Another Harry Potter Sorcerer's Stone here. This is making me think that there must have been a case pack of these broken. We've seen this in the signature and a couple weeklies now, all in near perfect condition.
Fair warning.
And then even going into PS2 here, we have some interesting titles like Falling Stars and Full Metal Alchemist 2. And even Fight Club, right? Like, what's a game like Fight Club gonna do on Heritage Auctions? Just very interesting to see stuff like that.
$320. $400.
And again, Oblivion here for $360, as well as BioShock. Not in the best kind of grades, but not bad at all. And interestingly, the person pulled the Grand Theft Auto here, which is a
$650.
It doesn't even show me now.
$750.
It looks like it was at least a 9-something, 9-point-something, but... And a CGC graded Super Mario RPG Legend of the 7 Stars strategy guide, which I'm also very curious to see how high that goes. But yeah, overall, a really good auction this week with some really... Overall, a really good auction this week with some really big items.
$95.
And I think that's our most expensive Atari game so far that just sold. There was Frogger in perfect condition. 9.8 A++.
$160.
And what are you guys up to?
Fair warning.
Yeah, you gotta rush home and bid on things you know you won't win. Thoughts on Frogger? I wish I could provide more thoughts on Frogger. I don't know enough about the print runs, variations, and rarity of Atari games to really give you an in-depth guide on that stuff. If you are interested in Atari collecting specifically, I'll just bring up their YouTube channel. They offer commentary on the weeklies as well. These guys here, video game collectors on their podcast also do commentary on the weeklies as well as the signature. And this guy here, Josh, is an Atari expert. So if you actually want good commentary on the Atari block and to learn more about the Atari sealed games, watch these guys and their recaps. They'll give you a different perspective than I'm giving you. But yeah, he is your resident Atari expert on YouTube that I know of. I've been learning from that guy for like 10 years now. So
$85.
not just about Atari specifically, just about the market in general and sealed games and everything like that. Galaxian 180, G.I. Joe Cobra Strike 660. Again, we're seeing a 9.8 A++ here, so even on Atari games, getting the 9.8 A++ is difficult.
Fair warning.
Why isn't this going for 1.5 mil? I know, I feel like these weekly auctions now, everyone's just underwhelmed. I feel like this really took the wind out of the sails on the weekly. Everyone's just like, oh, who gives a shit now about these? Because we watched those 1.5 million or $100,000 sales, and now it's like, oh yeah, we're back to bidding on Joust for 138 bucks.
Fair warning.
Oh yeah, I'm subbed to JCS Criminal Psychology. Absolutely. I basically watched Hassan Abi. We'll watch most of those too, and Mizkif was watching them.
$160.
Yo, Costa, good to see you in here, man. I'm probably going to refer to you as Costa, as I know I screwed up your actual name so many times during the other live stream. So I'm not going to try that anymore. You are going to be Costa.
Fair warning. $240.
Yeah, Dupiter, there's good N64. There's Majora's Mask and Ocarina. Majora's Mask, perfect grade. Ocarina of Time Collector's Edition, 8.5 A++. Very good N64 this week.
$280. $300.
If a sealed X-Men Origins is auctioned, are you bidding? I need to put one behind me, hey? When I had my long hair yin yang, I genuinely always got bothered about looking like Wolverine by frickin' by family members, by friends, by everyone. The resemblance was uncanny when I had long hair.
$380.
You watch Hassan all the time? Hassan is literally on in my living room right now.
$420. Fair warning.
Yeah, his name's Matt. I realized that too, Amermo. I realized that too after I got off the live stream.
$70.
Yeah. Yeah, MASH selling for $480, Junior Pac-Man $120, Joust $138.
Fair warning. $80. $85.
MASH is that war show that had MASH is a comedy, right? But it has that super serious intro. I remember being young and never knowing what the hell MASH was. Like, I was always so confused. My dad had it on the TV sometimes, and it made no sense to me. Like, the comedy was absolutely lost.
Fair warning. $90.
Do people not grade sports games? I think that collecting sports covers with certain players is like collecting sports cards. Rico, there is a market emerging for that, but historically, no, absolutely no one has graded sports games, and a lot of sports games survive. Like, sports games are some of the most overprinted games on modern gen consoles. And this is like starting almost with PS2, really. PS3 is where you first really start to see it. But if you get into Xbox One and PS4, the amount of sealed sports titles are large. So if you're going to speculate on that and you want to buy up sealed sports games and wait on them, you're going to have to wait because there's a lot of supply that needs to first be consumed and then redispersed. I think there probably is a future market for it, but it'll take time. You turned off Hassan for me? Oh, I do feel honored. My girlfriend doesn't even do that.
$120.
Oh yeah, Austin. Everything stonked after the signature. After the signature happens, it's like all eyes go on the market, and then we kind of have a month cooling off as we lead up to the next signature, and then all eyes back on the market. You'd love a nice Majora's, just bought a house so you're broke? See, that's the trick, Dupiter. I haven't bought a house, so I can keep buying video games. You gotta be smart about it, man.
Fair warning. $85. $90.
Yeah, I do grow a beard, Hugh Jackman style, 100% yin yang. You're 100% right.
Fair warning.
Hell yeah, they got Millipede. Hope you snagged that one for only 99, man. That's an absolute deal. And you know, when you're gonna buy up your sports games, like this is Pete Rose baseball. I as far as I know, Pete Rose is a Hall of Famer and everything, and his game goes for fuck all. That might be a part of no one really collecting Atari. I assume this is an Atari. Yeah, this is Atari 2600. That might be an issue of no one really collecting Atari 2600. It might be an issue of Pete Rose simply being too old. But I do believe in the future of sports games. Yes, on select titles, on select covers, and it will take time. And it could not work.
$80. $85.
If I know if the PAL version of Metroid Prime is common version,
$90.
flooded with copies. Unfortunately, I can't really comment on the rarity of PAL games because I am only an NTSC. I'm North American. So honestly, if you are part of the EU market, if you are PAL, you probably have a better idea than I do already.
Fair warning.
Hassan can't keep getting away with it. Yeah, exactly. He's a Weasley little fucking liar, if you ask me.
Fair warning. $130.
Yeah, default gen. I like to keep it classy, you know? I want to be labeled a true collector, so I mean, I don't want to be some idiot selling off my games to buy a house.
Fair warning.
Real estate. There's no market in real estate. What an idiot. Dupiter, idiot. Buying a house.
$80.
Pete Rose is available in South America in bulk. Thank you. Bye, Atari. See, that's the type of stuff that I don't know with Atari, and that's why I hate it. He's banned from the Hall of Fame. Is Pete Rose an early PED user or what?
$100.
Oh, gambling. That's weak. That's really weak. I thought you could still get him with gambling.
$110.
What do you think of a 9.88++ Final Fantasy VII would go for nowadays? It seems like the premium for the grade is the only thing catching people's attention, not the first print or variant. Ammermo, I think the variant will matter more. Like, we saw that third print, right, sell for 144K without the extra plus on it, and I don't think anyone gave a shit that that was the third print variant, but I think there were people who didn't bid on it because it wasn't the misprint or the first print. So I think if you brought a first print or the misprint, I think the misprint could do equally as well, to auction in perfect condition, it would easily beat the 144K. Do I think it should? Maybe not, but
Fair warning.
FF7, like I said in my big recap video, the supply of 9.88++ kind of does scare me.
$95. $220.
That might be overblown, that might not be justified, but...
Fair warning. Fair warning.
Straight up, yeah. House for shiny gold grade box. Exactly. Those are the trades that need to take place. I don't think I have a house-worthy game for you, though, but maybe I can put together a little bundle for you. Are there 10.0s? Yes. I'm aware of Bomberman 64, and there are a few other ones.
$300.
But there are some 10.0s floating around, yeah. Video 61 still has Pete Rose, and his stock has been bought out and had price increases multiple times. Yeah, fucking Atari. That's what I mean when I say I can't give good analysis on Atari. I just don't know what exists in factory quantity and what doesn't.
$340. Fair warning.
The stock market friggin' tanked for over a week. What do you mean, Alma? I thought all last week, wasn't the NASDAQ only going up? I remember I was pissed off because I'm mostly invested in like penny stocks and volatile shit, and I was losing money while everyone else made money.
$80.
Canadian real estate is crazy, especially Toronto. I've heard that, yeah, Toronto and Vancouver went absolutely nuts. Pete Rose gambled while he was still playing, and not only that, but on actual games he was playing coaching. All right.
$75.
All right, that's fair. That's a good reason to be banned.
Fair warning. $90.
Oh yeah, Zuma. I'm already clearing out hundreds of thousands of games so I can fucking really put on a show.
Fair warning.
Really put on a show for the next signature.
$100.
That's crazy. What years did Pete Rose play?
Fair warning. $110.
He was born in 41? Pete Rose is way older than I thought. Holy shit. 63 to 86? Wow. Wow. A 23-year career. This guy's a legend.
Fair warning.
I'm showing how young I am, I know, but... Gambled on baseball games while he played and managed the Reds. Nice.
Fair warning.
He bet on baseball and the Reds.
$320.
Pete Rose out there throwing games. Why is Pete Rose pulling this player? This is literally illogical. It makes no sense. They're in the lead right now.
$240.
Pete sitting there with 10K on the game.
Fair warning.
Yeah, Vombi, I saw that. The Breath of the Wild Wii U.
$140.
Yeah, I saw that. That 10.0 did quite well as well.
Fair
Playing you in my living room, my wife said you sound like a schizophrenic guy from my 600-pound life named Steven Asante. I thought you should know. Oh my lord. That doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound good at all.
$190.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
$220.
Yeah, they are possible. They're just extremely
Fair
rare
warning.
to get the 10. It's just extremely rare.
$240.
Pete Rose got tombstoned by Kane.
$200.
Those are the celebrities that I'm here for. Some factory cases there
Fair
selling for 408, 360, and 264 respectively. Pole position, Missile Command, and Junior Pac-Man. And that one was Adventures of Tron Bonne right there. Here's Mario Bros. 7800. Now, I don't know the relative rarity of 7800, 5200, and 2600 Atari Mario Bros. Outside of the 83 2600 version being the hardest to find. But this is a 9.4A, which as far as Atari goes is a pretty good grade.
$2,000. $2,200.
Do you think high-demand games that are modern, semi-modern will have a margin worth grading if CGC ends up grading modern? Like, say, Pokemon Alpha Sapphire? Yo, L-Dubs, good to see you in here, man. Saw you in the Discord, saw you in the YouTube comments, too. Good to see you in live chat.
$800. $3,000.
Yes, because L-Dubs, if you just search VGA 3DS right now on eBay, you can see what kind of margins exist on modern games that are being graded and flipped right now. There's actually quite a large margin of opportunity.
$3,000.
This is actually going pretty good here. There's a pretty good margin of opportunity in just buying even like Switch games, getting them graded and selling them. It's pretty wild right now.
Fair warning.
But if you look up VGA Switch, VGA 3DS, you can see what kind of margins exist. And the 7800 or 70, yeah, 7800 Mario Bros sold for $4,000, which again, if someone in chat knows the relative rarity of the 7800 version, I would love to know more. Because really, for a Mario Bros game, because that's all this is being chalked up as. If this game does have future legs, it'll just be a Mario Bros game. It won't be an Atari 7800 Mario Bros game. It'll just be seen as Mario on the cover of a game. So I'm curious as to what you guys think on that.
Fair warning.
You have a signed Pete Rose WWE card? Oh god. I honestly do love celebrity crossover like that. Alma, I can't provide commentary for the Atari block, so this is just where we hang out and we get all the stuff out, you know? Like I said, if you want to see more commentary on that, go to the Video Game Collectors on YouTube. Josh is your man. He can give you the full breakdown on the Atari stuff. I just can't. And I don't want to sit here and pretend I can.
$110.
Yeah, K-Boss, there are a few really big items in this auction. There's a Mario Bros 9.2 coming up that is already at 31,000 right here. And there's some very heavy N64 stuff as well. There are some big items in this weekly auction, mixed in with your regular stuff that we're going to see most weeks, right?
$120. $140.
Your wife caught you watching Greg. You wish you were watching porn instead. Fair play. Slam down the laptop screen and act like nothing happened. Bandai Challenge Golf. Never been a rare game, never been a sought after game. Not great grade. Albeit that does seem pretty cheap for it already being graded, I will say. Like $168 for a graded NES game. Just no love for it. And here's Batman, only an 8.0A. So again, a lot of the NES block here doesn't have the best grades on the games that are coming up, but some of them are still going to do well, like this Batman.
$950.
Yo, thanks, L-Dubs. I appreciate it.
Fair warning.
Yeah, that's a good comparison there. It is like a Topson Charizard. Like, nobody knows what the hell Topson is, right? Well, you know what I mean. People do, but anyone who really just wants to get into that Topson world is just buying the art of the card. Like, if you want a Charizard Topson or a Tauros Topson, you just get an alternative artwork, which is how I see the 7800 Mario Bros. Just kind of an alternative Mario Bros. Game. So the Batman actually still did 1,320, which I think is very strong on this for only being an 8.0. I am going to check the sales history of this, because here's Drax Curse. Dracula's Curse there selling for 2,200, 8.5A. I think these are strong sales for what the grades are on these.
Fair warning.
Like, you know, these prices imply that if we got up into the 9s, like, this would be multiple thousands.
$65, $140.
Oh, there was a Castlevania 2 as well, but it got withdrawn. Weird that there's a few different withdrawn items in this auction.
Fair warning.
And this is only a complete in box here, and it's a Rev A, so that's why we only saw 456, which, honest to God, for a Rev A version of this, only complete in box, 456 seems strong. I will say that.
$260.
What's up next here? Few games. Let's see if we can find Batman on NES quick. Oh shit. Yeah, I need to put NES. Definitely gonna need to add the NES part there.
$220.
The 9.0 sold for... Oh shit, we just saw one in the Heritage, in the Signature auction. So 9.08 Plus sold for $3,100.
$260.
Whoops, I need to go...
$283.
Most recent.
Fair
wow, 2 of them came up.
$340.
Where's the one that we just watched?
$60. $380.
This is the last hidden gem on the NES, if you guys don't know.
$400.
That was an 8.0A for $1,300.
Fair warning. $400.
Pretty good, honestly. Kind of right in line with where you'd expect, as we see the 8.5 B plus here for $1,500. Yeah, like, pretty good for being the lower grade version.
$220.
It's insane that Isolated Warrior here only sold for $480. I'm pretty sure I bought a sealed one of this game for like $140 5 years ago. So if you just take the relative appreciation that games have seen, Isolated Warrior hasn't done a goddamn thing.
$40.
You don't give a fuck about Atari either, Atari yawn. WCW NWO Revenge and No Mercy are 2 games that are going to raise in prices sealed. Yeah, I think a lot of those N64...
Fair warning.
Those N64 wrestling games have good futures on them. I think a lot of the wrestling games in general have good futures on them. A lot of them have super iconic wrestlers on the covers, and they're just really cool to display. Wrestling culture is huge. Like, I like the future of wrestling culture in general. And this was actually a first print Mike Tyson here. 7.0 white dots on the box. I doubt it's an imperfect. I don't see anything weird. The box is a 6, which, not good, not great.
Fair warning.
But is that kind of low for the complete in box, actually? For the Tyson?
$180.
I feel like that's not great.
$260.
Can I go like that? Oh, maybe if I spelled it right. Will they give me white?
$300. Fair warning. $300.
Yeah, that's not a great sale for White Bullet Tyson, unless this box is in much better grade.
Fair warning.
Okay, this box was a 7.5. You can't even compare that. Yeah, okay, never mind. It did pretty decent. Ah, but here again.
$110.
$1,900 for this one.
$50.
Fuck, there have actually been a lot of White Bullet Tysons on... Okay, so this is what has me tripping, though. We go back to May 25th, 2020, during the first hype boom. Here's a 6.0 for $1,000 bucks. That's why I have these thoughts in my head. Because here's a 7.0 for $1,000. So it went up in price, went down in price, and is now kind of coming back up in price.
$100.
I think people are realizing that low grade Tyson with white bullets isn't that rare.
100.
Definitely has some rarity behind it, but
Fair warning.
rare pink seal of quality, though. Someone hype up seal of qualities. Yeah, I think it is the only pink one. I agree.
$650.
There was one other one there, the MC Kids. The 9.4 B plus MC Kids for 504. This also feels low, honestly. Like, I get it's a B plus seal, but MC Kids always did have a little bit of value behind it.
$650.
Yeah, Isolated Warrior is absolutely still hidden default. I agree 100%.
$800.
Put some sleeves on, Greg. Clinton, you're just not going to get it.
Fair warning.
Yeah, Atari is very specific, Costa, as to what games have value and what games don't. Before you dive into that market, make sure you do your research so you're not just buying a game that you could buy for $50 sealed, and you're paying like $400 to have it in a WATA case. Spy vs. Spy, the early print 8.0A selling for $900. That, like, Spy vs. Spy gets a lot of love. Like, low-key, that game actually gets a lot of love. I didn't expect it to get this much. I played Spy vs. Spy growing up, but like I don't really associate it with a name brand NES game, if that makes sense.
$40.
Feels low. Tyson Box even has a tear on the back. Yeah, I saw that, and it's still a 6.0.
$60.
Where's the Dunkaroo tank? That's mail day only. Mail day only, Gabula. No, thanks, Aiden. I'm super happy with the length of my hair now, too. Right after I got it cut, it was a little bit awkward and a little bit weird because they cut it the same length on every side, so it kind of felt like a military cut, but it feels a bit normal now.
Fair warning.
Yeah, we're getting the Mario Bros. And the Mario 3. This is what everyone's waiting for. And the Turtles, too.
$190.
Realistically, we're just making some small talk here until we get to the big show. I'm doing my best to keep you guys engaged with these sub 1,000 sales. I know. We're all fixated now on $10,000 games, but hey, there's still got to be love for Solar Jetman.
$1,000.
All right, so here's the late print Mario Bros. 9.2 B+. Insane that this is in a weekly auction, honestly.
$32,000.
And right after this, once we're through the NES block, I am going to price check this versus what we saw, because I can't remember what the signature auction one sold for off the top of my head. I should have researched that beforehand. Are any of you guys bidding on this? I know I saw one guy in one of the groups saying that he was hoping to get this for about 30K. Which, yeah, no, but...
Fair warning.
That is so 39,600. I'd love to know who consigned it, and if they're choked, it'd end up in a weekly. Here's 7.5A plus Right Bros, later print. And in one of the Facebook groups, someone sold a challenge set version for what, 4,000 I think it was? Which seemed insane to me. But maybe we're about to see this one sell for like 5, 6, 7. I was shocked to see the challenge set version selling for that much.
Fair warning.
And not in good grade either. It was like a 7, 7.5.
4,000.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
6,000.
Yeah, that challenge set version sold for so much privately. Crazy to see. But this is right where I would expect a lower grade Mario 3 to go.
7,000.
And here's Turtles 2 now, which is absolutely going to smash it in 9.0A condition.
$7,500.
And unless I'm wrong here, no pizza offer is the second print of this game, which does not give you a free Pizza Hut offer in it.
$8,500.
Now, I don't know if that matters or not on this game at all. I have no idea if people give a shit about that. But this is actually bidding very strong for a weekly auction.
$9,500.
Yeah, I wouldn't be happy with it in a weekly either, but like this, the Turtles seems to be crushing in the weekly. Like this is a lot more than I expected on Turtles. we have Mario Bros at 39.6, Mario 3 at 4,500, and Turtles 2 at 11.
$700.
And Turtles 2 at 11,000.
$50.
And now we get Track and Field 2. Early print. 9.48 plus. I'm pretty sure there's an oval seal of this game.
$480.
But anyways, let's see what the hell that Mario Bros just did. Will they let me put oval?
Fair warning.
So here's the 9.6 A plus oval, which obviously, right, 9.6 is a lot better grade. April 5th, an oval sold for 22K.
Fair warning.
8,100 there, 66. Actually, it didn't do bad. It didn't do bad at all. We have to go all the way back here to January. We had the 9.4A sell for 31.2.
$180.
Which, what did that one just sell for? 39.6 for a 9.2 B plus. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Like, of course, it's not going to get anywhere near this sale, but I do think this sale bled over into this sale.
Warning.
Seeing the price history that we have, I'm going to say this is a pretty strong sale for a 9.2 B plus. Like, shit. That means, like, almost any copy of Mario Bros. Is 10, 20, 30,000 now. Which, that's pretty crazy. The Mario Bros. 3, I don't think there's anything very interesting here. I think that is where we expect it. So I'm going to go to Turtles 2 here and see what it did.
$380. $400. Fair warning.
With the pizza offer sold... Oh, and the signatures. So we had a signature copy, 9.2A, sell for 19,000. This was a 9.0A, right? 9.0A, no pizza offer.
Fair warning.
So the question is, how much does that pizza offer matter?
$340.
That is the real question. Because we actually haven't seen many high ones come up.
Fair warning.
Here's 9.0A with the offer back in April for 9,600. So I guess really the price hasn't moved much on it. You know, a little bit of a bump. 2,000 more for a no offer versus 9,600 for with an offer. 1,500 even, not even 2,000. It did what it's supposed to do, is what I would say. This one, I think, sold much, much, much stronger. Consider,
Fair warning.
rather than the one we just saw tonight. That signature one sold much stronger. What we missed is a Zoda's selling for 660, which honestly, for Zoda's, this is getting high. It might be time for me to sell my copy of this
Fair
game.
warning.
Doomsday Warrior and Kid Clown in Crazy Chase. Neither of them doing very much. And this is a Majesco reprint of Castlevania, so which is why we're not seeing much price action on this. Same with Taz, this is assembled in Mexico or a Majesco reprint. So we're not going to see very much on the price of that. The next big one here is the Pokemon. Pokemon Red Sandshrew print is the next big one.
$1,100.
Alma, I actually just reached out and said exactly that. I said I can consign a game and I want it in the signature auction. So I'll get back to you guys as to what they tell me in the email when they respond.
$220.
I think this Tasmania here just sold for a fucking huge amount. Given that this is a Majesco print of the game. Like, that's wild.
$320.
That's insane. 9.2A plus isn't great. Wow. Wow. Maybe Taz is low-key a sleeper? That seems crazy to me. Crazy to me. If you don't want to be in a weekly, don't bring B+. You got me there. Is there going to be another SM64? Not in this auction, Anthony. At this point, all the SM64s are going to go to,
Fair warning.
are going to go to, signature auctions. They're just worth too much.
6,000.
So here's the 8.5 A plus Sandshrew Pokemon Red, which I have to assume this is an over $10,000 game, right? We just watched the 9.4 sell for like 144K.
$8,000.
If this doesn't even crack 10K, robbery, right?
$9,000.
I'll get back to you guys in a second here. I just want to see how the Pokemon Red does.
$10,000.
Because I expect markage spillage in the Pokemon Red. If you're bidding on this and I keep talking it up,
warning.
I apologize.
200.
It just feels kind of low at 11,000 even. Like maybe the condition premium is just frickin' massive on it, but like if we just go Pokemon Red,
320. $460.
it's gonna bring up all this shit. Like we saw what the 9.4 A++ sell for. Yeah, here, right? Someone paid 13,200 for an 8.0 A+ during the signature. And we just watched an 8.5 A+ sell for less than it.
550.
Really, if you want to bid on something, unless it is truly something that might not replicate, don't bid on the lower grade stuff in a signature. I think that's what we can really take away from everything. Because, you know, you could have just waited 2 weeks and have got yourself a much better, slightly better condition for 2,000 less. Here's the Oracle of Seasons.
Fair warning.
Is this the foil print cover? I don't think so.
14.
Wow, no bidding on that either. That was surprising. 2,600. Here's the 9.8 A++ Majora's Mask, the other super heavy in this auction. Which, it looks like that guy just lost $3,000 by being auctioned 2 weeks later. So that sucks.
$500. $7,000.
Sorry, I'll get back to you guys in a second. This is like the biggest block of the auction. So I just want to pay attention to this.
$7,500.
I'm curious to see how much spillover there is there from that 200K Zelda auction that just happened, right? Are people now in a frenzy to buy any kind of Legend of Zelda? Oot?
Fair warning.
I need to look at price history on this as well. Because that doesn't seem that bad, honestly. 9,000 for the 8.5 A+?
$2,600.
Maybe. Maybe. We'll check in a second. Pokemon Gold, 9.4, but only a B+ seal, so that hurts it a lot. Yeah.
1,900.
Yeah, not surprised there at only $3,000. If this had an A+ seal, I think we'd be seeing it in the 4 or 5.
$200.
Here's Sapphire 9.4A. Again, not a great seal rating. Default Gen, you're right. If you want to end up in a signature, you better not bring these shitty seal ratings.
$2,600.
It seems like Heritage is really keen on getting the good seal ratings in the signature auctions.
$1,000.
Fair warning.
$120, $160, $180,
This is another GBA game that has never been easy to get factory sealed. 9.4, again, only an A seal though, but GBA collectors can appreciate this one. It's just never been that available or that cheap.
$400.
And the Sapphire went for 3,300, sorry. It did outsell the Pokemon Gold by just a little bit.
Fair warning.
$460.
You sold a Minecraft Xbox 360 9.4 A plus second print for 1K on Mercari. Do you think they overpaid or I did good? I think you did good given that it is a second print and only a 9.4 A plus. I think you did good. What do I think about graded Switch games? Buy them, grade them, sell them. That's what I think about them right now. Buy them, grade them, sell them. $810 on the Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Pretty good, honestly, for only a 9.4A. Okay, so let's just go ahead and take a peek at Majora's quick. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure this guy who sold this one, who didn't get into the signature auction, just took like a $3,000 bath. Yeah, 19,200 and versus... so yeah, $3,600 because he didn't get into the signature auction. So, you know, like I said, if you want to try and get a deal on something, absolutely do not bid on the signature auction. And although I care about this Mario Galaxy, it's only an 8.5 B+. So, I mean, you might as well just go on eBay and buy a raw one, which it looks like this is basically at the raw price plus grading right now, so good.
Fair warning.
And then the Ocarina of Times I also wanted to look at.
$85.
Should be able to go like that.
$440.
The 9.4 A++ sold in the signature for $22,000. 9.0 A+ sold April. Okay, yeah, it looks like if the 9.4 A++ only sells for $22,000, then it makes sense where we saw this one fall for $9,000 right here. 8.5 A++, it's 6 increments down on the grading scale. I get it.
Fair warning.
24 copies of Jerry Rice and Nidus. No way. I can't believe these are still going around. That's insane. I love this meme. I will always love Jerry Rice and Nidus.
$220.
9.2 B+ NHL 96.
Fair warning.
I'm interested to see how this does.
$260.
Hey, Big Scott Stevens and Iserman. As a Canadian, I can appreciate both those players. The thing with these Genesis sports games, if you are collecting them, if you are bidding on them, they're actually very hard to find factory sealed. One, because no one gives a shit, and two, no one kept them. And, like, sure, this is a 9.2 B+, but actually obtaining them in better condition is extremely difficult. Genesis sports games are, like, low-key hard.
$650.
And I would say 2 Crude Dudes just sold awful at $432. Like, that seems like an awful price for 2 Crude Dudes. But, hey,
$850.
let's get caught up with chat. We're not going to see very much on the price of that as people keep clicking the bid button on Taz. Seriously. Yeah, Gabula, I think I paid $49.99 for my copy of Zoda. It was available in factory cases for a long time. Is this game faded to shit?
$85.
Or is that just what this looks like?
$90.
That's weird, they're not mentioning it. It looks weird. That must just be...
Fair warning.
There's no way this isn't faded.
$55.
What the hell is this yellow? Is this actually just what it looks like? What the hell is this yellow?
$100.
I can't believe they aren't mentioning that this is faded.
$10.
Unless I'm crazy. Am I crazy?
$120. $130.
Think you're gonna go for the Yoshi coming up? What Yoshi did you bid on?
100.
That's probably Game Boy one, hey? I'm so behind on chat now. Sold for $660, did you get it? Very curious to know if you got it.
$200.
Yeah, Doom, I was surprised that Word Trips for $600 as well. I didn't say it, but I was surprised.
Fair warning.
Yo, J-Rob. Seems like every auction has an Oracle of Ages seasons these days. Austin, they were available factory sealed for a long time, so Oracle of Ages and seasons aren't that rare as far as Zelda games go.
$190.
Yeah, that's exactly Zuma. They're 100% more low-key. It's average for the Ute? Yeah, that's exactly. Majora's Mask didn't really drop. The signature will always bring more. There's just so many eyes. When you buy something on Heritage, how long does it take to receive? Not too long, I don't believe. Have I bought on Heritage? Yeah, no, it was actually really quick, my last purchase. Jerry Rice is available in massive bulk on eBay. Of course it is. I love it. Generally a month for you to get your purchase hammer. Jesus, that's crazy. The last thing I bought on there, I had it in about a week or two. It was just a card though. It wasn't a game. Yeah, VGA is taking submissions.
$50.
All the Pokemon boxes ending on Heritage this week are going to be hype. Were they as hype as you were hoping for, Admiral?
$170.
Was that the hype you were looking for on them?
Fair warning.
Tomb Raider here, seeing none of the overlap of the PlayStation insanity. Dreamcast being absolutely left in the dust there with the Tomb Raider love.
Fair warning.
$200.
Oh, the actual boxes. You're talking about the booster boxes, Admiral. Sorry. I forgot that that's, yeah, I get what you're talking about now.
Fair warning.
$300.
Do I think it'd be worth it to grade Ocarina of Time 3DS Nintendo Selects? Probably not.
$120.
Probably not if you're just looking to add value to it, unless you can get like a VGA 90, 95 on it. I just don't think you're going to add much value at all.
$190, $400.
This game I expect to do quite well, actually. Not that it's a high-key PlayStation game, but Batman and Robin always going to do good. Oh, and it's the highest graded copy to ever be offered.
Fair warning.
I actually had the, there was a stupid trading card game. Or not even a trading card game, it was just like a card game of this exact,
Fair warning.
movie or like this Batman and Robin. You know what I'm saying?
$480.
It was a terrible game.
Fair warning.
$650.
Not actually too much on the Batman. Despite it being a Batman title, only 552.
$750.
I expected more comic book love there.
$850, $950.
Castlevania Chronicles, I expect this game to do well as well. It is only an A seal, but people love that 9.8, so...
Fair warning.
Even though, like, you know, getting any 9.8 on a PlayStation case, like, yeah, it's not cracked. It's not cracked and your manual has good centering.
Fair warning.
What I do want to see here, though, is the Chrono Cross again, as we saw a really strong sale on it just a little while ago. And the Final Fantasy and the Gran Turismo.
$700, $800, $900.
Because what? We saw a pretty decent grade one of this sell
Fair warning.
just a little while ago, and it kind of surprised.
$1,200.
Do I think it's a good idea to get grading on limited run type of games? Cody, on specific ones, yes. On other ones, no. Unless you're just looking to sell them immediately.
$95.
So Chrono for $1,300 and 9.0 A+. Again, this feels kind of high.
$40.
Like 9.0 A+ isn't great on a jewel case, a double jewel case.
Fair warning.
I have to assume there's some degree of cracking on it then.
$260.
Obviously not a big one, but you know what I mean.
Fair warning.
Yeah, Cody, if you just want to buy up limited run games, grade them right now and sell them into the market, there's a good opportunity there, but I don't really believe in holding a lot of limited run games long term. I think a lot of them will disappoint in the long term. And here's another 9.8A Final Fantasy IX, which we've been seeing a lot of the 9.8s come up actually. Not many in perfect condition, but a lot of 9.8s.
$800.
Fair warning.
1,000, 2,000.
6.5 grade must be faded. It had to be faded, right?
Fair warning.
Yeah, so there's the Final Fantasy IX for $2,200 as well. Only an A seal. Whoa, this is the Best Buy CD variant. Are you kidding? Why didn't this get any kind of extra premium, or did it? I only actually found out about this variant like a year or two ago. I guess there is the Best Buy version, which, you know, you get this exclusive soundtrack, which I think is super cool. Like, if I wanted a version of FF7, I would buy this one. Just to get that extra CD. I think that is so cool. Gran Turismo apparently got no bidding, just ended at the 2,000. And Sorcerer's Stone there, 1,800. I'm pretty sure there was a Sorcerer's Stone in the signature as well, so I want to see how much this person lost out on. And here's Harvest Moon Back to Nature in 9.6 A+, which great condition on Harvest Moon. Obviously, the Harvest Moon franchise has its fans.
$1,300.
Fair warning.
$1,440 for the Harvest Moon. That's pretty good. I'm pretty sure the last time we saw one of these at auction it was like $500. Lower grade, sure, but did pretty good. Here's Medieval 2 9.6 A+. Will this game get the love that it deserves on Heritage? Because the fact that it's only at 360 right now tells me no, it probably won't get the love it deserves.
Fair warning.
$320.
You recently sent in a sealed copy of Blast Corps 64. I checked the grade today and got a 9.0. Regardless, though, that's awesome. Yeah, Pokemon memorabilia. I think that's awesome for a Blast Corps. You didn't get the Yoshi?
$360. $380.
You buy Burger Time on Coleco. Too cheap and it's not a common game. Oh, that's awesome.
Fair warning.
Awesome grab. You had a 3-day turnaround from Heritage? That's what I thought.
$40.
Vito, I don't think they're done yet. I think if that game was on PlayStation 1, it would have sold for too much.
$460. $480.
Oh yeah, Alma, they shipped your last package before you paid. Yeah, I remember you saying that. Just stupid.
Fair warning.
The Fatal Fury
$500.
Wild Ambition, I agree 100% Vito. But it falls into that line of
Fair
like,
warning.
$550.
you have to find a
$600.
PlayStation collector who dives deeper into the library, right? And
Fair warning.
you're seeing that even Medieval 2 is struggling to get that love that the PlayStation
$550.
collector
$700.
enthusiast library is looking for. Like 660 isn't bad, but this is a 9.6A plus.
Fair warning.
Just doesn't feel strong given what's going on all around it.
$190.
You know, it just got outsold by a 9.8A plus Sheep Raider. I don't know a ton about Sheep Raider, but it feels like
warning.
Medieval 2 should probably outsell it, even if it's only a 9.6 versus a 9.8.
$200.
Just my opinion on that one.
Fair warning.
Undamned, these biceps would get like a 7.
$240.
They could be much better. Worth buying Zelda Breath of the
Fair
Wild
warning.
Wii U sealed and grading. Sure, Philip. All that matters on stuff like that is the price you pay for the raw one, right? It could be worth buying and grading
warning.
almost any game if your entry price can be low enough. What I don't advise doing is going out and paying an overpriced buy it now on eBay right now to try and buy a Wii U Breath of the Wild, and then hoping that after you grade it, you're also going to sell it for another $300, $400, $500, $600. You might, but you're taking a lot of risk at that point. But if you can come across one at, a little bit under the last recent sales, hard to do, I know, you'd be in much better shape.
Fair warning.
You can have a crack in the jewel case and still get a 9. Yeah, Austin, I'm pretty sure you can have very small ones. Like those small surface cracks in your case. And holy shit, I'd missed Suikoden. I didn't realize there was one in this auction. 9.8A plus, actually an almost perfect copy of it. And honestly, I'd say this is already selling pretty well.
$4,400.
I think the Heritage crowd is treating Suikoden with some respect right here.
$4,600.
Except for Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. Best investment ever. Yep, I agree with you, Alma.
Fair warning.
No doubt. You won the Fatal Fury, 9.6. Nice.
$220.
And Suikoden ended at 5,200. I think that's great for Suikoden, honestly.
$240.
Like, games like this have just fallen out of the collector, the big
warning.
wide collector, investor, speculator
$260.
consciousness. But I think 5,200 for this shows that there's still, some people still give a shit.
Fair,
Let's put it like that. Some people still give a shit.
fair warning.
This is a low-grade copy of Threads of Fate, and I'm pretty sure Threads of Fate isn't that hard to get factory sealed, so I mean, hey,
Fair warning.
I'm more interested here in the Dark Saga coming up with the Warcraft 2.
$300.
Harvest Moon franchise is dead now since all the devs are doing stories
Fair
of
warning.
Story of Seasons, though both the franchises are actually bombing. Yeah, honestly.
Fair warning.
Vito, I agree with you completely on the Harvest Moon series being dead. It sucks that it is dead though. Those are really relaxing casual games. But I mean, I guess I didn't really help them survive as I haven't bought a Harvest Moon game in years.
Fair warning.
Nor have I bought Animal Crossing, so I used to enjoy those games anyway. Let's put it that way. Threads of Fate ended at 360.
$1,600.
Warcraft 2 is just insanely cool.
Fair warning.
I'm waiting for the day when we see a big box copy of World of Warcraft or something come to Heritage Signature. I think it is going to absolutely boom. Because here's $1,800 for Warcraft 2 on PS1. Pretty good, honestly.
Fair warning.
Wu-Tang! 9.6A+.
$65.
I haven't followed the Wu-Tang game. 660. I can't even comment. Can't even comment on that one. There were a couple things I wanted to look up quick, though. Back in the PlayStation one.
Fair warning.
The Final Fantasy VIII, the Chrono Cross. Let's look up Chrono Cross quick and see how that one did.
$100.
I want to see what the other one that just sold the other week did, because I can't remember now.
$240.
We see so many damn auctions and sales that... July
Fair
20th,
warning.
that's one that just happened. July 13th, 9.2A plus sold for $1,800. 9.0, 13... Wow. Okay. And the 9.8A plus sold for $3,100. So actually, it's interesting. there wasn't a lot of condition premium for the 9.8 A+ versus what we generally see, hey? Maybe if this went into the signature auction, we would have seen a huge boom, but like, this is only $1,300 more than the 9.2 A+ sold. This one is the deal, in my opinion. Interesting. We're cracking into the PS2 lot now.
$140.
8-Lear Iris 3, I'm pretty sure is one of those ones that was still available factory sealed for the longest of times. My mind gets a little bit murky on these games.
$50.
If someone in chat knows, was this one factory sealed available for a super long time? And like even reprinted maybe? All of these like kind of later released PS2 games blend in my mind a lot.
$70. $80. $140.
You lost the Medieval 2, you bid at 440. Yeah, rare deal. I think that was a decent price for that. We're in the golden age of farming and life sim games. It's crazy that Harvest Moon isn't even in the conversation when it comes to those. Yeah, that's what I mean, Default. It's crazy that the franchise is honestly just kind of dead. Space Griffin should be bigger. Early Atlas long box. Interesting. See, I didn't even recognize that as an Atlas game. I mean, I'm not familiar with this game, so obviously the whole Atlas thing fell deaf to me, but that's interesting. When I hear Atlas games are, you know, I'm usually up to date with the Atlas collectors.
Fair warning.
Not at all on that one. Interesting.
$55.
Someone in the Discord bought Chaos Legion recently, right? Unless I'm mistaken. Now I want to know what they paid for it, because 9.6A only selling for $204. That's not much. And here's Falling Stars, which is like one of these weird low-key PS2 games that, will anyone actually give a shit about it? That is the question everyone needs to ask.
Fair
$110. $120.
What a weird little stat about the game too, hey? It's when they're looking for literally anything to say about this game. It's Lithuanian.
Fair warning.
PS2 has so many games like this though, where this probably is genuinely a rare game. But you fall into that trap of like, who gives a shit? And, you know, selling for $162 for an almost perfect copy, no one.
Fair warning.
No one really cares.
$30.
It sucks. It sucks because I used to love chasing games like Fallen Stars. I used to love it. That's how I used to collect.
$140.
And honestly, I'd say Fight Club. I'm a bit surprised didn't get more bids just due to the IP, right? Like Fight Club, cool game. Full Metal Alchemist 2 here. Where are the weebs at? Are the weebs here in the chat? Where are the weebs at? Honestly, cool game to see factory sealed. 9.6A+. I loved Full Metal Alchemist. Wow. Where are the weebs? 168 feels very cheap. I need to check eBay to make sure. Maybe it's only the first one that it doesn't have large print. But like, this feels like a snag if you're a fan of this series, or, you know, it's also Square Enix. You got that going for it, but feels like a snag. If I ship a game into WATA, what do I send it in? Also, this is complete in box, you guys. This is a complete in box 9.2. When I send a game into WATA, what do I ship it in? I usually just use a box protector and a bunch of bubble wrap, but you can also use something like a Tupperware container. If you want to use acrylic, go for it, but you do always risk the acrylic smashing, which is why I personally don't use hard acrylic.
$110.
Fair warning.
This is huge for Suikoden, not really. Exactly, Vito, exactly. I think that was a huge sale for Suikoden. You sold a nice one for $300 last year? Ammermo, everyone knows you just had to wait one more year to 10x your money. Everyone knew that. Imagine selling in 2020, lol. A Suikoden 2 sealed sold on eBay for $1,200. It's funny, I wonder if Suikoden 1 has now swapped places with Suikoden 2. Now all of a sudden people care? Yeah, well, pretty much. Albeit, Suikoden 2 always was like a PlayStation grail.
$400.
And this is the San Andreas Special Edition on PS2, which 9.2A++. Is this a later release? Did this not release parallel with the original Black Label? Because if it did, I am surprised by how little this sells for, if this is also, you know, a release copy of the game. And here's Gran Turismo 4 9.8, but a B+ seal. Shit. I was actually hoping for big things on Gran Turismo 4 here, but we're gonna have to wait to see another one come up.
$130, $140,
Yeah.
$100.
Falling Stars, 3.2 out of 10 on Metacritic. Good to know the game's a piece of shit, Vito. I love that.
Fair warning.
Is there any graded 9, 11 available? PlayStation MMO, a 19-year-old game still playing it? There is a FF... Oh, 11, sorry.
$60.
Yeah, you meant 11. Not on this, but I don't think FF11 on PS2, I assume you mean, isn't that expensive. You're more open to buying greatest hits. PS1 got a Symphony of Night greatest hits for 300. Might never see a black. Yeah, I think people are gonna realize the greatest hits are going to be the only affordable thing on a lot of these. 8 Lear Iris 3 definitely available on PlayAsia. Okay, that's what I thought. They were late released but not reprinted. Interesting, because the amount of supply that was available is kind of crazy. Wasn't that cheap, Vito? Wasn't that cheap for Chaos Legion? That was only like a little bit more than the price to grade it. It didn't seem that bad.
$5. 100, 100, 100, 200, 200, 300.
I heard the bidding explode and I had to see what was happening, but it was from the price of 100 to 200.
Fair warning.
$320.
Not for you, fair enough. You bought a copy of Falling Stars for 12 at a game shop because you'd never heard of it and thought it'd be uncommon, and I clearly got ripped off. Default gen. I used to always do the same thing with PS2 games. If it just seemed anything uncommon, I would be willing to spend the 10, 15, 20 bucks on it. Always.
95.
Do it. Grade the first Nickelodeon All-Stars. Do it via Warp Zone or VGA Express and just put it on eBay.
$160.
You bought the Full Metal Alchemist. Very nice, Costa. I think that was a good price. I think that was a good price for that.
$70. $180.
What kind of box protectors do I use? Just any kind of $1 ones. We have the link on our Discord there where you can save 10% from a Canadian supplier, but I just use ones like that. Yeah, Arc. With CIBs, of course, they care about the manual. Maybe you mean sealed ones? How much would a small hairline crack at minimum immediately take a PS1 game down? I think it'd immediately take it down to like a 9.0, 9.2 with a very small crack. You might even do worse. Who grades common CIB PS2 games? Chances are the guy who won didn't notice. Yeah, seriously, I agree with that. They do need a different label on CIB. It makes no sense.
190, 200, 260.
You can pay $170 to grade a $500 game and sell it for $120. It's just free money.
Fair warning.
Tough luck to the seller, tough luck to the buyer.
Fair warning.
Yeah, that CIB Grand Theft Auto 3 is just hilarious. I just wanted to get caught up to you guys, though, here. So now we can go over what I missed. The Jaws Unleashed 9.0A+. Jaws Unleashed a while ago, like years ago, was actually beginning to become one of the uncommon PS2 games. This actually had a bit of value factory sealed. It looks like that narrative has worn itself thin. Justice League Heroes 9.8A. I don't believe it's a rare game at all. I think that is purely just because it has Batman and Superman on the cover. Nightshade, don't know anything about it. Only a 9.4A, 234. Seems like a decent sale, honestly. And then the Valkyrie Profile 2. Selling only for 312 and 9.8A+. I'm pretty sure this game was also printed into the ground, if I am not mistaken. Holy shit, and Wild Arms, only 210. I get that Wild Arms 3. Okay, who can explain to me why Wild Arms 3 gets absolutely no love? What's up with that?
$340.
Like, this is a security label game, right? With the security seal at the top. So this isn't one that was just printed into the ground. This isn't some late reprint of the game that was just, you know, gets no love. But why does no one give a shit about Wild Arms 3? It's always been like that. Always been like that. Jaws Unleashed on Xbox selling for $384. The exact same price as the PS2 one, actually, despite this one having the extra plus.
$110.
Bioshock. Xbox 360, again, showing up in the auctions. Jesus, $1,500 for Bioshock, hey?
Fair warning.
That is one of my great mistakes with collecting, I swear to God. I didn't target Xbox 360 factory sealed. Not on these games anyway. Again, I was chasing after stupid-ass rare Atlas games and whatnot.
$400.
When I should have just been buying fucking Bioshock, Red Dead Redemption, Oblivion, you know, the most obvious games.
$480.
Live and learn, right? Live and learn.
Fair warning.
Yeah, Valkyrie Profile PS2 is not that rare. Yeah, that's what I thought.
$28. $130. $100.
Oh, you wonder if they'll ever do DS CIBs? I mean, maybe one day.
Fair
Maybe
warning.
one day. Yeah, your sealed Wild Arms 3 is sad. Honest to God, hey?
$120.
552 for the Elder Scrolls 9.2B. The B seal is very bad on this. That's like open. But I mean, hey, still $552 for it when the complete in box game I assume is like $30.
Fair
Can't really complain.
$160.
This is what I was interested in though. I am very interested in the future market
Fair
potential for CGC graded guides and Nintendo Powers. What do you guys think? Like this is only an 8.5, right? Nothing incredible, nothing amazing. But you can see that this is very, very clearly getting a large premium versus a raw one.
$20.
Like if this was a 9.2, 9.4, are we talking like $600, $700?
$40.
What do you guys think of that?
Fair warning.
Wild Arms 5 is the one to get. It came with the cardboard. Absolutely.
$300.
Absolutely. I agree with you, Amramo. I've never understood why Wild Arms 3 is absolutely
Fair warning.
disrespected.
$320.
Yeah, 8.5 isn't bad. Like, game guides obviously
$340.
inherently didn't survive, you know? If you just look at their use case, yeah, you're supposed to open it up and use the shit out of it. It's a lot like an early comic book in that way. Obviously, it doesn't have the years or the age, but it's a really interesting potential future market.
$380.
No, Costa, there are no more games after the card. This is the last gaming-related item, and then we enter into the card block, then we do the recap, then a short little Q&A if you guys have anything to say, then we close out for the night.
$380.
So 456, hey, for the CGC 8.5, which, let's just head over to eBay here.
Fair warning.
Let's just head over to eBay here.
$260.
This one's $109. What can you get for $110? Please let me hover and
Fair
zoom.
warning.
So there's fraying on all of the edges of this.
Fair warning.
Not bad condition though overall. I'm not really good with comic grading, so I mean, shit, you can press this out. This isn't an issue. I assume you could press this out.
Fair warning.
But I have to assume that this is close to an 8, unless I'm just insane.
Fair warning.
It seems like there's a lot of gap
$380.
if you were to buy them and grade them. Unless 8.5 is way harder to get than I am anticipating.
$400.
What sold for 104 here?
$420.
This one looks to actually be in worse overall
Fair
condition if you get rid of that crease in the other one. This one looks to be in worse condition. Maybe even a bit of yellowing on it.
$70.
And this one is just not even, yeah, this is nothing. I don't know. I don't know.
$80.
It's very interesting to me. Because, really, if you think about it, it goes hand in hand, right? Why would you not want to have a graded
$90.
book to go with your game? I think it makes sense. It's kind of like having the graded Charizard card here to go with your Pokemon Red, right? Makes sense to me. But we'll see what develops of that market in the future.
$440.
A CGC graded Nintendo Power would be sick, but would never bring myself to spend that kind of money on a magazine when you can go for a game. Yeah, Austin, that's kind of always been my thing too. That's always been my, I do have some game guides. I do have Nintendo Powers, but I've never really seeked them out that seriously. You like Wild Arms, sir. You beat it. Alter Code F is the rarest.
Fair
And
warning.
is a PS2 remake of the original, was most expensive. Yep, 100% Amramo. I have a complete in box of Alter Code F, but I never seeked out the, I have Wild Arms 5 and Alter Code. I never seeked out sealed ones, though.
Fair warning.
Tonight broke a record for weekly sales. Prior record was like 146. This hit over 160. Insane, insane. Yeah, that's exactly default. They missed a huge opportunity to say that this is the highest one they've ever graded. What'd they even say about it? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely. Not listed in Overstreet. What a weird thing to say about it. But yeah, no, they didn't have shit to say about this. Not a damn thing. Interesting.
Fair warning.
Unlimited Charizard in a 7, if you guys want a cheap Charizard.
$80.
You guys want a nice little cheap Charizard? There you go. There you go. You can buy your unlimited 7. I was gonna say I'm surprised they brought a 7 on even, but when it still sells for 220, I'm sure there are going to be some Pokemon items that sell for under that.
$3.
Actually, a lot of
$4.
Pokemon in this week. I'm surprised. Interesting, interesting,
Fair
interesting.
warning.
Just gonna wait for this
$7.
Pokemon stuff to get through, and then do a quick recap of the auction that took place. Holy
Fair
shit! They even brought in some Magic the Gathering this week. Do any of you guys do Magic the Gathering? I watch Rudy with Alpha Investments, but I don't. I've never owned a Magic the Gathering card. Crazy how much Pokemon they brought in this
Fair
week.
warning.
Pokemon's becoming as big as video games in these auctions.
280. 320.
Do you think you'll ship all your vintage Nintendo Power and Strategy guides in mint condition to CGC? Yeah, I think there's a big opportunity for you to do that. Guides are going to be really tough, high grade. I agree. I agree for 100%. The guides will be tough and high grade.
$42.
Oh my god, we can clip now on YouTube, you guys. YouTube added a clip function. I think you can cut clips now, just like on Twitch. That's actually huge.
Fair warning.
Wow.
$46.
YouTube live streaming. I'm telling you guys, this is the future. The future of live streaming is here on
Fair
YouTube.
warning. $48.
You like
Fair
80s
warning.
Mario Zelda memorabilia? You think there's a market for
$50.
game room collectors? MTG reserve list is king.
Fair
The old
warning.
MTG stuff is expensive. Yeah, that's all I really know. I know Power 9. I couldn't even tell you the names of all 9 of the cards.
65.
And that's about all I know about Magic the Gathering. Truly, all I know is whatever
75.
Alpha Investments tells me about it.
$5.
And very, very rarely I might go to like Tolarian Community College, whatever his name is, but I just try to keep up loosely
Fair
with what's happening broadly in the all of the collectibles markets, right?
$110.
I might watch a sports card guy, watch some Magic the Gathering, watch Pokemon, watch
Fair
Yu-Gi-Oh!
warning.
Just to get a little feel for the dropping. Because really, if you look around, almost all pop culture markets are cooling
Fair
off and
warning.
taking a dip. Except for video games, which is honestly a little bit scary if you think about it. If every other pop culture collectible is falling,
Fair warning.
almost feels like a bit of a ticking time bomb. Now, it might be stupid to associate the other ones with this one, but I'm sure you can see what I'm saying. It's kind of like if all stocks are dropping except for yours. You kind of look around the market like,
Fair warning.
what's going on here, you know?
$48.
80 watching, 37 likes. Fix this. Absolutely. Thank you, Bayatari. I could not agree more. If you're still
warning.
watching the video, make sure to hit the like button. I really appreciate it, and it does help out the channel.
Fair warning.
Mox's Time Twister, Time Vault, Black Lotus.
65.
I have to assume those are Power 9 cards, Amramo? I have to assume it
Fair
is.
warning.
Like I said, outside of like Black Lotus, I really can't name cards by their actual I can't name individual cards. I just can't. Oh, day's going great, Tries in Gaming. Always feels good to get live for the Tuesday auction.
warning.
Come talk with you guys, see what everyone's up to. I love it. Because every time I come live, there's always someone new who has a new question to ask or something. Even if I'm repeating the same question, it's getting asked to a new person. You know what I mean? So it's always good.
Fair warning.
$300.
So this is just a fossil set, right? Like a fossil
Fair
set
warning.
of the birds. And they're linking it to the movie to be like, oh my god, get them because they're in the movie.
$130.
Even though there are actual movie promos, aren't there? And this is just a fossil set release?
$140.
Kind of weird. Kind of weird. Kind of a weird way to sell the fossil
Fair
trio.
warning.
I should be your financial advisor. I need to put a big disclaimer on the screen that says, not financial advisor. That's what I need on the screen. I think that's how I can get away with saying literally anything. If crypto's taught me anything, I can just put not a financial
Fair
advisor.
warning.
Then I'm free to pump and dump the video game market as much as I want. Also, thank you for those likes, guys. Looks much better there with 50. Much, much, much better.
Fair warning.
Other collectibles are already super soft from their all-time highs a couple months back. Yeah, that's what I mean, Matt McRae, right? You almost see every other YouTuber from different collectibles and categories, right? Saying like, what to do in the bear market? What am I buying in a dropping market? Oh my god, the market is dropping. And yet here in video games, I'm still fucking holding my head with my mouth open being like, oh, 1.5 million Mario. And it's just kind of weird that there's such a disconnect with video games and other hobbies right now. And like I said, it gives you that ticking time bomb feeling where how long can video games be immune to the rest of the wider market? Yo, that's an IKEA cup?
Fair warning.
$95.
You're also concerned that other video games are going down, but not other collectibles are going down, but not video games.
Fair
Yeah, it's
warning.
just interesting. The graded video games were the most unoptimized going into 2021. Yeah, you could argue that for sure. For sure. There already weren't many legs in the 2020. Like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, sports cards already had a lot of
Fair
legs
warning.
behind them. Yeah, you could argue that for sure.
$55.
Yeah, disclaimer, Tasmania informational purposes only. Exactly, right? Exactly.
$65. $75.
You just got 2 games delivered from WATA right now? What'd you get,
Fair
Rob?
warning.
What games did you just have delivered?
$5.
Honestly, Pokemon
Fair
is down a lot. All over the cards are down. We gotta be careful here too. That's what I mean, Umair, right? When the Pokemon market started dropping, probably like 5-ish
Fair
months
warning.
ago, people were really starting to be like, ooh, shit. Not a whole lot of it was immune to the drops.
$140.
Like the stuff at the absolute high was, you know, insulated itself much better.
$170.
But even PSA 9 base set stuff fucking plummeted.
Fair warning.
Like that was not immune. And if you're getting into the actual high end stuff, we're talking like trophy cards did really well. Japanese promos are still doing well. But a lot of stuff outside of like even PSA 10 first base dropped a lot. So
$180. $200.
and I wonder about population counts with video games, right?
$260.
The population counts on video games are almost guaranteed to be lower than most stuff we're going to see with cards, almost any cards, right?
$300.
Even shitty condition video games likely will have lower pop counts.
Fair warning.
So maybe that will do well insulating it as we move forward, as we keep going. If any kind of market corrections happen, they might not be as sharp or as dramatic.
$190.
But it's really hard to say.
$100.
It's really hard to say. When the bubble pops, you'll be ready, cash in hand.
Fair warning.
That's what everyone says. Once everyone starts saying that, Arc, then you know the bubble can't pop. Too many people are there.
Fair warning.
Maybe because video games are fairly underdeveloped compared to Pokemon Magic the Gathering. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
$14.
Graded games for some reason has never been acknowledged the same as other collectibles. That perception is changing though. Yeah, I think the more we go Amerbo, the more we're gonna see that
warning.
it will be lumped into the
$18,
pop culture, sports cards,
$22.
comics world, right? It'll be part of that greater market. Of
Fair
course, the
warning.
stuff you wanted to buy didn't drop.
$26.
New Pokemon cards seem to be doing good during the bear market. Well, it depends, Arc. If you're talking
warning.
extremely new, like current modern, yeah, they do fine for the first bit, right? But even your Rainbow Charizard VMAXs or your
$34.
secret rare fat Pikachus,
$38.
like all that shit dropped all the same. Unless I missed it. I don't follow modern as much, but I thought all of those really good
Fair
modern cards dropped as well.
$50.
3 games actually, 2 in 1 box. Zelda Link to the Past, 4 Swords 8.0 plus, very nice. Majora's Mask 9.0 and Oracle. Jesus, Rob, that is one hell of a Zelda mail day. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Fair warning.
Pokemon only corrected from the stupid Logan Paul content creator boom. Yeah, Costa, that's fair. That shit got absolutely wild when Logan hopped in. And then, I don't know if you follow Twitch, but all the Twitch streamers hopped in. And we saw, yeah, an unsustainable boom and bubble, unlike what I have ever seen, honestly. And yeah, I got caught on some shit too, right? I got stuck holding the bag on some cards due to that boom because of FOMO, but you live and you learn from that type of stuff. Like, it sucks making the mistake. It sucks seeing your card drop 20, 30, 40% in value, but you know next time to temper your expectations and temper your emotions. It's all, you know, education through trial by fire, is what I'm trying to say.
Fair warning.
Do I have a PSA Pokemon collection, Greg? Yes, L-Dubs, I absolutely do. I focus on WotC mostly. I mostly buy up first edition WotC cards. Generally only PSA 8s and 9s, as 10s are quite expensive. If you can get stuff cheap enough, you're usually good against retraces. Yeah, for sure, Young Ninja. If you get in cheap or early enough on a lot of things, you're fine. But, you know, it sucks when you buy during the boom because you don't think that the boom is about to end. And then it all ends and you know, you see the consequences of it.
$60.
That reminds you, the lack of population reports pisses you off so much. Yeah, always a good reminder for that, right?
Fair warning.
Yeah, Costa, video games are also much harder and more expensive. I agree. Well, I don't think we'll ever see the amount of volume that we see with trading cards where, you know, someone, even myself, I sent in like 83 cards to PSA. Very, 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 very few people will ever have 83 video games to send in for grading at once. It just won't happen like that. There will never be that huge bulk behind like PSA is. It just doesn't work like that with games. CGC 9 energy set hype. Default, I bought a PSA 8 energy set, so fuck you. You think the one benefit for graded video games is even though they have some history of grading starting back in 2010, graded cards are like 20-year history. Yeah, no, that's for sure, Matt. And grading games back in, you know, like 08, 09, even like 2013 was very niche. The only thing you ever heard about graded games is why they were a scam, why everyone hates them, why VGA sucks, and why everyone who grades them are an idiot. That is literally all you heard about graded games back there. The only people submitting were, you know, people on Nintendo age, basically. You could basically count all of the people who were actually submitting games for grading at that time. So, in that same regard, though, 2019, 2020, 2021, and further, we could see a huge boom of modern grading because a lot of people are new to the market and like, oh shit, I can grade my Switch games? And they submit them. Your fat Pikachu will never drop. Your fat Pikachu is screwed, buddy. Just a matter of time. Why are there so many energy cards in here? Honestly, I have no idea. It's a very weird selection of Pokemon that Heritage brought in this time. I don't know. They brought in a lot of Pokemon, and not a lot of it is that impressive. I don't know.
$320.
This is unlimited? Yeah, this is unlimited. I would love to get this card in first edition eventually.
Fair warning.
But it was always hovering right around $1,000, and that's kind of expensive. Do I have any KSA cards? No, Ark. I avoided all of those secondary grading companies. KSA, MNT, I think those are the 2 Canadian ones. I just avoided everything from them. I don't want to deal with the lower liquidity from the second or third tier grading companies.
Fair warning.
Would I ever do a vid on my Pokemon collection? Eventually, L-Dubs. Eventually, I will show off more stuff from my own collection, but I can only shoot, you know, 2 or 3 videos a week, so I feel like it's almost like, I fall behind if I do a personal video like that, where I want to get videos about how to spot reseals, or what's happening currently in the market here, or what I think about limited run games. It almost feels like I'm taking up a video slot of them, just like, hey, here's my Pokemon collection. Even though I know people want to see it, I still want to keep building foundational videos so that if a new person finds the channel, they'll find it because they were looking for reseals, or they were looking for limited run game type stuff. So I'm still focusing more on growth videos rather than personal video stuffs, but I'll get there eventually. Also, video game grading is really expensive.
Fair
Cuts out all
warning.
the crap compared to cards. Exactly, Umair. When it costs you almost $100 to grade any video game, you have to be a little bit more selective with it.
Fair warning.
You just have to be. And they take up considerably more space. Agreed.
Fair warning.
What the fuck are action flips? What is this?
$200.
How did I miss this as a kid? What are action flips? This actually looks cool enough.
Fair warning.
Wow. What did that sell for? Action flips.
$280.
$180. Now after this stream I need to look up action flips because I'm super curious.
Fair warning.
You kept bidding the energies up to 84 and then you stopped? That's fair. Do I think grading Xbox 360 to WATA will blow up, sell well? Games other than Halo 3. Freddie,
Fair warning.
I don't know if you saw the Xbox 360 sales that took place on Heritage and shit, but yeah, Xbox 360, the big titles are blowly. Yeah, I wish that Steelix was first dead too.
$220.
Is Tree Frog grading real? Are you screwing with me right now, Umair? Oh shit, do we lose stream?
$280.
F in chat? Oh no, there we go, we're back.
Fair warning.
$300.
Fair warning.
You found my channel trying to get stickers off the game. Exactly lucky. You put out these tutorial type videos and then you drag people in, right? But you have to have those search terms covered. So there's still a bunch of YouTube search terms that I want to become the de facto video, you know what I mean?
Fair
So
warning.
$30.
I didn't get caught up in the short-lived Marvel trading card
Fair
hype.
warning.
Luckily, I avoided that one completely because I simply did not care about Marvel trading cards. Didn't care at all.
Fair warning.
Yeah, fair warning, exactly. I'm glad you're appreciating listening to your fair warnings, Alex. Just bought a Super Minty Conquer Live and Reloaded. Is your fave OG Xbox game? Yeah, man, definitely get that one graded. I agree 100%. At some point in my life, I will get a graded Conquer Live and Reloaded as well. I will get that one as well. I think that's an awesome Xbox title. Even if it's only a remake of the original.
$22.
Only your opinion. Not sure if there will ever be enough graded games in high condition to flood the market and cause a crash similar to Pokemon. Joseph, it will never. I don't think it will ever happen on the older gen games, but it is possible for the current and modern stuff to go into a bit of a euphoria bubble and crash like Pokemon. Would a modern crash bring down the vintage? It shouldn't, right? But markets react irrationally. So if modern stuff does go through some spot where we have, you know, everyone submitting copies of Odyssey or Breath of the Wild or Skyward Sword HD came out, right? If all of a sudden people are sending in hundreds of copies of those, we could have a little bit of an issue with that. Yo, what's up, Bouchard? Good to see you in here, man.
$38. $42.
Speaking of shelf space, you're all out?
Fair warning.
Yeah, I'm all out of shelf space too. Pokemon action flips are what my mom bought me when the convenience store was sold out of real Pokemon cards. That is exactly what they strike to me as well. It's like when you ask for Pokemon cards for your birthday or Christmas, and mom brings you home like the Topps cards, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, what did you purchase me?
$6.
Which I was a person who owned Topps Pokemon cards, and I never knew what the hell to do with
Fair
them.
warning.
You spent a lot again today. You just bought 3 games. Threads of Fate, Fatal Fury, Wild Ambitions, plus Burger Times. Very nice. At least, I mean, they weren't that expensive, all things considered. I think all of those games went decently cheap, so hey, nothing to really complain about there. Are we finally frickin' done getting through the trading cards? Another auction in the book, boys and girls. This is insane for a weekly. Like, what? We had 4 games over 10,000. Like, that's nuts for a weekly. Like, probably the strongest one we've had. Like that person said, this has to be a record. Cutting in and out. Yeah, I saw it. If you search WATA grading, my video comes up in search terms first. We're doing it, Mikal. We're doing it. Thoughts on buying greatest hits? I like them on specific games, Alex. Black label copies on specific games are going to become out of reach for almost all collectors. Greatest hits will probably be the next best alternative. Am I streaming tomorrow around this time? No Pokemon memorabilia. I only live stream once a week on Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. I come on every Tuesday, we do the auctions, but I don't have a schedule for any other live streams at this time. Copies of Breath of the Wild, you feel called out? Ark, you learned so much. You learned so much with that Breath of the Wild purchase. That $300 you lost will be the best lesson you ever get. Ditto with those Topps Pokemon cards. Was so bummed when you bought some thinking they were the real deal. Yeah, my mom bought those and the Pokemon movie cards. For whatever reason, we had both of them. You searched video game investing and I came up first? Fuck yeah! It's just so nice to hear. Right? It's nice to hear that the plan is working. My favorite item tonight, honestly, was seeing Suikoden sell for like 4,000 or 5,000. Where the hell is it now? Suikoden? There it is, 5280. That's huge on Suikoden. Huge. Good to see it getting some love. I'll let Ark tell you that story. I'm just gonna go get a glass of water, run through the recap, and I'll be right back. Oh, okay. What did we learn about the Mario Bros? We learned that this got pulled up a little bit, right? I can't freaking remember now. It's terrible how bad my memory is when I sit to do this type of stuff. Gotta throw the word oval in there. Yeah, we saw the 9.6 for 144K and the 8.0 April 5th for 2,200. So the 9.2B plus doubled it. Makes sense, I guess. The 9.4A back in January. Yeah, that's the biggest one here. Is back in January, the 9.4A. This is one I'll mention. Because this shows the appreciation really well of that. Like a 9.4A used to be 3,100. Now a 9.2B plus. What is this, 7 months later? 39. That's a lot of gain in 7 months right there. That's a lot of appreciation in only 7 months. No, they didn't disclose how much they bought for. They did not. All right, that is another auction in the books, everyone. And our big winner today, which obviously this is so weird to see in a weekly auction, was the Super Mario Bros. 9.2B Plus Oval Seal later print selling for $40,000, which, if we go back and look in our history here of what Mario Bros. Has sold for, we saw on the signature auctions there was the 9.68 Plus, which sold for $144,000. Obviously, this one isn't going to come close to that, but you can again see how big the condition premiums are once you get into these high-grade stuff. But the best one to show how fast the market has moved in 6-7 months is that you used to be able to get a 9.4A for only $31,200, and this was in a signature auction. So this is really the highest this game ever could have hoped to go for at this time. $31,200. Now it costs you $40,000 to get worse condition. I can only expect that this sale of 144K did leak over into this sale today. But obviously Mario Bros is probably one of the safest bets for investment. But it's crazy to see these selling for $40,000 when back in early 2019, there was a guy who PM'd me on Instagram and said he bought an oval Mario Bros in kind of shitty shape and he paid $1,000. And I was hesitant to say he got a good deal. And that was 2 years ago, probably 2.5 years ago. And it's just insane to think about. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, perfect condition, selling for $15,600. Which is kind of funny because just 2 weeks ago in the signature auction, 1 week ago in the signature auction, one sold for $19,000. So because this guy didn't get in the signature auction, he basically lost out on $3,000. That's tough. The Pokemon Red version, 8.5A Plus, selling for $11,400. It is a Sandshrew print, which Heritage is confirming this is first production. There is a lot of people saying, it's not, it's a parallel release, but Heritage is full on calling it first production, so I expect that to stick now, moving forward, honestly. Regardless of what you think about that debate. But $11,400 for an 8.5A Plus. We did see, again, at the signature auctions that... We did see in the signature auction again that the 9.4A++ sold for $132,000. So this is 6 notches up on the scale. 3 notches up on the scale and an A++ versus an A+. But that is a condition premium of $120,000, which, I mean, over here again, right? We can see back in April 2nd, this same game almost doubled. So from April to July, it basically doubled in price. The 8.5 just feels a little bit soft, honestly, given what the 2 just sold for up there. You know, back in July, oh yeah, on the signature auction, we had the 8.0 sell for $13,000. So, I mean, it sold a little bit low. It definitely sold a bit soft, which is surprising given it's Pokemon Red and it should have the most eyes on it out of basically everything. But I guess that's just how it goes. Like I was saying earlier, make sure if it's something that, unless you're bidding on something that truly won't come up again or truly isn't replicable, don't bid at the signature auction, bid at the weekly, or try to find it on eBay or privately. You'll just do better almost every time. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game for $11,000. We saw earlier that there actually hadn't been a high-grade one except for the signature auction, had one sell for $19,000. So this is slightly worse condition and the second printing of the game. So $11,000 made sense on that one. Same with Ocarina of Time here for $9,000. We looked at it a little bit earlier and this is kind of exactly where you'd expect it to sell for. A big surprise of this auction though, and something that, gives hopes to RPG fans everywhere. We saw Suikoden 1 in 9.8A Plus bring $5,200, which, if you don't know what Suikoden is, it is one of those pretty cool... Fuck, is it a tactical RPG? Oh my god, I don't know enough. I can't comment that. I'm gonna look like an idiot. Fuck. It's funny, I've always liked this game from more of a collector's perspective, but my actual experience with it is extremely limited. I don't think it's a tactical RPG. Anyways, which if you don't know, Suikoden is an RPG on the system developed by Konami. It's always had kind of a cult following, so seeing it actually blow up at auction is pretty cool. Because I think even if we look here, I'm just going to look at what Suikoden has done in earlier sales. Everyone's going to know I'm a fraud if you watch the live stream. Luckily, I'm going to edit that shit out, so don't you worry. But if we look at the live stream, or if we look here, actually on the weekend, shit, I didn't want to click that. If we look though on the signature auction, we had the 9.8 B plus sell for $2,160. So we went from the B plus seal in the signature auction up to the A plus seal, and you can see that the price 2.5 to there, right? And even back here in November, we had the 9.8A only sell for $1,200, which add on a plus, add on 4 times the price. Almost, yeah, 4 times the price there. Just a strong sale for Suikoden overall. I wonder if there are people holding out for the 9.8A++ to come out whenever that does. I have to assume there's a perfect condition copy of it that exists. Coming down in this weekly, we also had a Super Mario Bros. 3 selling for $4,500. Only a 7.5A+, but it's showing that any good copy, any high condition copy of Mario Bros. 3 at this point is going to be out of reach for a lot of people, which is why I think we see the Right Bros 7.5 starting to creep up in price. As always, we have our Pokemon games. We have Sapphire 9.48, 3,300, Pokemon Gold 33,000. Pokemon Gold 3000 for a 9.4B+, and there was a... Oh yeah, we already had the red up top. These are where the Pokemon games seem to be settling for the most part. Ruby, Silver, Gold, and Sapphire all seem to be settling right here. Same with Fire Red, Leaf Red. Same with Fire Red, Leaf Green. That's kind of where you can expect them to be falling in this 9.2, 9.4 range. Definitely cooling off from their all-time highs, but maintaining a pretty solid floor, all things considered. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, I also wanted to look up. Because this sold on the, what will I need to type in to get this? Potter PlayStation? There we go. What did ours sell for? 1,800 today? Got absolutely destroyed. So at the signature auction, again, another example of the signature auction being overpriced overall, you see that the same game, same grade sold for 5,000, where today, 9 days later, we have a sale for 1,800. So just, be warned about that, right? And you can see that, like, holy shit, there are actually a lot of these games showing up in the auctions. That's actually pretty crazy to see how many have been up for auction already. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, everybody. BioShock, again, performing very strong at 1,560. I have to assume that if a perfect copy came up, this one would absolutely crush. What was the first big BioShock sale we saw, though? Because I know there was one. Right, the 9.8 A++ did sell. April 5th, $3,700. So 9.4 A++, 1,500. Double the price to get a perfect one. I can only assume this perfect one would now be... I don't want to say it would be in the same range of Gears of War that sold for like, what, $14,000? But I have to assume that this would be flirting with somewhere in the 5,000 to 10,000 range. That was weird. Which again, for an Xbox 360 title, 2007, we're almost at 15 years old, but... Whew, crazy to think about. Crazy to think about. What the hell are you guys saying? Just getting caught up with you guys here. The graded games market will definitely cool off at some point. Yeah, it will at some point, Umair. And honestly, before this latest signature auction, there was a little bit of cooling off happening. Take my Mario Bros, son. Go buy yourself a house. Seriously. Suikoden 1 never used to be that expensive. It was always Suikoden 2. Exactly, Alma. That's exactly. Suikoden 2 was the grail of PlayStation for a long time. Suikoden's actually a dating sim. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, no problem, Costa. Thanks for popping in, man. Suikoden is standard RPG turn-based. Fuck. That's what I thought. As soon as I said it, I was like, When would one be billed if they bought a game today? Don't know what that question is. Oh, if you got billed, you'd be billed. If you bought on Heritage Age today, you'd be billed in the 2 to 3 days, maybe a week later. 3 days, I assume, though. You haven't seen many Shadow of the Empire N64 grades. You gotta guess, hope you're not the only one. There are a decent amount of them out there. Pokemon memorabilia, there are a decent amount of like VGA 90 and 95s as well, as I believe there were a few factory cases of it open back in the day, but yeah, it seems to have definitely dried up. I do agree with you there. Oh, right, that's right, Austin. You gotta consider the slipcover too. I did forget about that. Almost 36 here, age is catching up. Jesus. Oh, what am I hunting for at the moment? Rob, right now, I'm not doing too much hunting. I'm more in a... I'm always looking for certain things, right? There are certain factory sealed games I would like to get, but I know I can't afford them right now. But I don't want to drive up competition, so gonna go ahead and keep those a little bit more private. I'm sure I've mentioned them in the Discord or somewhere else over the time. We're getting kind of into the nitty-gritty stuff here, though, eh? We also had Harvest Moon Back to Nature on PlayStation 1 sell for $1,440, which is pretty cool. If you don't know the Harvest Moon series or you never played them, honestly, they're great. I grew up playing the GameCube version and loved it, but it's obviously a game that has fallen out of flavor nowadays, but it's good to see the PlayStation 1 copy getting some good respect. It's always been one of the more PlayStation 1... It's always been one of the more expensive PlayStation games, even as a complete in box copy, so I'm not surprised to see the Seal one getting a nice premium. Batman 8.0 on NES selling for $1,300. Castlevania Chronicles $1,300. Wow, this $1,320 price point. 4 games falling there. Same with Chrono Cross falling on the $1,320, which the 9.8 only sold for... What was the price on that one again? Fuck you. Yeah, the 9.88 Plus only sold for $3,100. So, I mean, this, you could argue that this is expensive for the 9.0A Plus, or this is cheap for the 9.8A Plus. Time will tell on that one. We had a Mike Tyson's Punch-Out 7.0 first print white bullet sell for $1,000, which isn't really a great sale, but the box is only a 6.0, so keep that in mind. Majesco print of Super Castlevania 4. Spy vs. Spy 8.0A selling for $900, which I think is a super strong sale. Same with the Ghost and Ghouls. Same with Super Ghouls and Ghosts on GBA for 9.4A selling for almost $1,000. I think that's pretty good, honestly. Good to see some of the other GBA titles getting a bit of love. I do personally think that Medieval 2 9.6A Plus for $660 is still a deal at $660. This is a big franchise on the PlayStation 1. It's one that a lot of PlayStation collectors used to look for. I'm surprised to see it only being worth $660 in 9.6A Plus. I wonder if that will go up in the future, or if this franchise is just kind of dead and forgotten. Have to see. We had a mid-grade Super Mario Galaxy 8.5B Plus sell for $528. So, yeah, Wii games, you still need to have them in high grade to really expect anything out of them. And as we come down here on the Heritage Weekly, which was honestly one of the biggest Heritage Weeklies ever, if not the biggest Heritage Weekly, there was a lot of stuff in this one. We have the loser of the auction being a Lightning Energy card, which... What is this, like an 8? A PSA 10 Unlimited Lightning Energy, which sold for $29. That's always cool to see. And I also just want to see what the lowest game was here, which was Defender, WATA 7.0. And the lowest game of this auction is Defender, WATA 7.0, no seal, glue seal, selling for $84. So remember, if you want to get yourself a deal at the weekly, there's always usually a game that sells for below 100. There's always usually a few games that sell below 100. If you just want to get a WATA game, it's cheaper to buy one of these. If you just want to get yourself a WATA game, it's honestly cheaper to come and buy one of these than it is to buy a game raw and ship it off yourself to grade it. Just something to keep in mind. But that does it for this week's recap. Thank you for hanging out if you were here for the live chat, and I will see you guys next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Every Tuesday, we talk the market, we talk games. Hope to see you guys there. Holy moly. What a recap. What a recap. Get caught up with you guys here. Oh, it always feels nice once I'm done that. What about UK variants with different labels? I can't speak to the UK side of things, Alex, unfortunately. You'd have to, in some of the sealed Facebook groups, there are pretty knowledgeable PAL guys. And even in the Discord now, we're starting to get some knowledgeable Europe and PAL guys. So if you start asking around a lot and learning, you can find some people who know about that stuff. But unfortunately, I personally don't. What's worse for grading on a cardboard box game? Frayed, broken box corners, or mid-box creases? Creases are usually worse if you have creases in the actual body of the box. Those will usually hurt you more than corners. Usually. Yo, thanks for popping in, Umair. Hope to see you next week. You're going to Frankenson's tomorrow to gonna try and trade your NES games for a sealed Game Boy Advance game. What game, Cal? What game are you looking to get? Lightning Energy say it ain't so. You have one of those. Oh, I don't buy any unlimited garbage. You know that. You know I don't buy unlimited. So the seller got like $9. Yeah, Alma. The seller got nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, that's exactly Rob. After the recap, it's just like, oh, he can finally exhale. Can finally just like, YouTube video is shot. YouTube persona is gone. Hey Greg, show what you purchased on Heritage in the past in your account history. Not a lot, honestly. I haven't purchased a lot from Heritage at all because their shipping and stuff kills me. Past buy now invoices, past invoices. Where do we get there? Where do we get there? Past auction invoices, right here, right? Surely. Paid, thank you. Oh, look at this. Here was my first Heritage auction purchase, if you guys know anything. Here we go. That's right, Greg is the fucking man. If you ever doubted it, if you ever doubted if I was legit, I was buying Heritage auction Yu-Gi-Oh cards back in 29, motherfuckers. You'll be incredibly sad to know that. You'll be incredibly sad to know that I sold this card about 4 months later for only $3,500. So, hey, just how it goes. But no, I don't buy a lot on Heritage because being in Canada, there's customs fees and shipping fees. It's almost always better for me to try and find the item elsewhere. Matt, this card is selling for about 20, 30, 40,000 now. Steve Aoki, I think, paid 50,000 for one, and there's like recent sales at 30, 40. So, I mean, hey, that's how it goes. Right? That's just how it goes, guys. But, I mean, hey, give me some credit for being ahead, right? I was ahead of the market a little bit on this one. And I still made a decent profit, so there's nothing you can really do, but it's just like shit. But yeah, this was my first Heritage auction purchase. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Crazy to think about. But yeah. And my whole thought process was, this was before Yu-Gi-Oh was getting into the mainstream, and I was absolutely baffled to see that this was on Heritage Marketplace, and even at $2,000, this was underpriced at the time. So, yeah, eBay and private sellers are a Canadian's best friend. All you US people, you don't understand the trials and tribulations we got to go through. It is tough out here for a Canadian. You have a Lugia Neo Genesis PSA 9 First Ed. Man, I want to get a PSA 8 on that card. It's down to like, what, $1,000 bucks, $1,500 for a PSA 8 First Lugia? Like, that just seems insanity. Like, yeah, the 10 sells for like 100,000 or whatever, and the 9 is like 6? The 8 is like 1? It's insane. It's insane, the price disparity there on the Lugias. I also want to get one, but we'll get there eventually. You don't think there's any PS1 games in the six-figure range? Yeah, there are. VCR Repairman. What are you talking about? We've already had 2 that have sold in the $100,000 range. We had Tomb Raider 9.4A and FF7 9.8A+. Sold for $144,000 each. I also do think that a high-grade Crash Bandicoot would get there. Resident Evil definitely. maybe even Twisted Metal. There's a few. There's a few. Yeah, Matt, I agree. PSA 8 and 9 first edition stuff is criminally underpriced on some stuff. It just is. Like, there's just no excuse, especially when you get into the small, like strong 9, weak 10 arguments. It's crazy. For personal collection stuff, I honestly can't really justify the PSA 10 price on a lot of pieces. Oh yeah, Tekken 1 long box too. Agreed completely. Agreed completely. Yes, Matt. I'm glad you recognize that too. Anytime I can get a PSA 9 first edition, like, even if it's like a Fossil Common or a Jungle Common or something like that, if I can get it for like $33 US for a PSA 9 first, that is insanity. Insanity. What was my other purchase? My other purchase was just recent, actually. My other purchase was the, oh my god, show it, was the Lieutenant Surge Sphero. I bought this with you guys back on June 8th. Which honestly, it was a good price, but then I got charged $90 in shipping and it was a bad price. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Pokemon memorabilia. Perfect opportunity to build some of those WotC vintage sets. Especially if you're not, like, you know, if you're not super picky with condition and stuff, and even if you're looking for binder cards, right? Like, first edition commons, uncommons, even first edition, like, Jungle Hollows, Fossil Hollows, that shit isn't that expensive. So, I know everyone was talking about, like, even, you know, everyone's talking about the big boom, like, Pokemon cards are too expensive, we should all be able to afford Pokemon cards, etc., etc., etc. But, like, outside of actual big collector cards, and cards that nobody needs, Pokemon cards are pretty cheap. I remember I entered into the market and I was like, yeah, no, this is pretty cool. Yeah, Miami, 90 bucks. 90 US dollars to ship this shit. They shipped this card 2-day express for $90 for me. Fucking thanks, Heritage. Thank you for that. Yeah, I was pretty choked. Pretty choked on that. Yeah, Alma. Pretty choked. But what do you do? Another live and learn, right? I learned I cannot bid on cards on Heritage Auction unless I set up a US shipping thing. So I still need to get my PWCC vault hooked up. Someone else had mentioned that. Miami. I also got charged $20 in customs. So no, it did not include customs. Absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah, the Canadian struggle for getting cheap items and cards and not having to pay customs and shipping and etc., etc., etc. is such a bitch. But, it is what it is. Your dream Pokemon card is BGS Black Label Shiny VMAX Charizard. Tell me you're a Zoomer without telling me you're a Zoomer. That's how I feel about that statement. Imagine wanting a Black Label Shiny VMAX. Crazy, crazy, crazy world. Am I far from the line? Yeah, I kind of am Miami. I assume you mean the border. I'm too far from the border to drive there, so yeah. You spent probably 300 in customs? Yeah, exactly. 100% ARC. I've given customs fucking thousands. What's this about, day? How's it going? Gijel Oman, good to see you in the chat. Thank you, I appreciate it. Appreciate it. No, I know, Ark. That is absolutely your age group, right? It just is. Like, that is what you guys are gonna, like, cherish as your grails. I get it fully. Makes sense. It's just a generational thing, right? For me, obviously, I didn't grow up with the VMAX, the shinies, all of that stuff. So for me, it doesn't really resonate. They're cool cards. They're cool collector's cards, but, like, that's it. But with all of that said, with all of that done, we're closing in on 9 p.m. here, so I'm gonna head off. I gotta get this video edited and uploaded for tomorrow. I have a special treat this week too. I hope to have it done and up this week, but just a little teaser, I'm gonna have a guest on. So we're gonna have a chat with someone. So you have that to look forward to. Super excited about that. Hopefully that'll be up either Sunday or Monday. Maybe. We'll see what happens. But hey, I appreciate all of you guys hanging out tonight. I appreciate everyone who comes in for the live streams. How big is my personal video game collection? It is large. It is large both in quantity and quality. Yeah, it probably spans 1,000 games plus because I used to collect cartridges, so you know, yeah, it's large. It's a large collection. Special treat, Matt's Power Garrison. Special treat. The channel's blowing up. We're at the point where we're bringing on guests now. But anyways, have a good night, guys. Yes, Bouchard, they robbed me blind.